Hi, everybody. Welcome to Book and Sip, where we read some books and probably take some sips. We're doing this a little late today.
We are
We were dead last weekend. I was
busy
at least.
weekend. Busy,
It was
busy
a
weekend.
busy weekend. So we're gonna get through this. We're gonna stay on schedule the
Okay.
best we can. I'm
Yes.
not gonna lie. This chapter 8 through 13 put me in some feels. I don't
Okay.
know about you, but it did for me.
Okay.
All right. So in chapter 8, Archer comes home to Iris moving to the house. He felt as if he was doomed to live this life forever because of an accident. And once he had that thought, he immediately felt bad for thinking it. And Olive was looking at him like he could hear his thoughts. It wasn't until Iris was moving in that he realized the house only had one bathroom and the rooms were really close to each other. The thought of Iris naked made him want to fire her, but Iris had already let go of her apartment and had nowhere to go. Iris did warn him that she had pepper sprays in case he got fresh. Does anyone know what that word means anymore? Fresh?
Um, I thought it was funny to be thrown in this book. I wonder how old Lori Gilmore is because it is such an
It
older
is.
term.
I've seen a picture of her. She looked like she's in her 40s.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
She looks like she's in her 40s, mid 40s. So it's like, and I'm sorry if you're not in your mid 40s. If you're younger, I'm sorry. Moisturizer,
It works.
it works. But no, and see, I feel like with parents, you're the only parent here, so you're gonna have to attest to this. What bothers me the most about parents is I hate that I feel like they don't tell me the truth. I feel like they don't tell me I've had one person tell me the truth about how hard kids are. When I talk about having kids, they're like, oh, there's such a joy and you're gonna love them. And, it's different when it's your kid. And, I'm like, okay, but I feel like you're
No,
lying to
their
me.
people are full of BS. And I don't, I mean, I say that because I hope I'm that one person that was honest with you. Because it is completely overrated, 0 stars. I do not recommend. Um, but I think that constant thing about, oh, you should have kids, you'll be lovely, you'll be great, it'll be different,
Yes.
but it's your own kids, all that nonsense. When you don't succeed and you don't feel like that, then you feel like a failure. Like I
Yes.
have been one of the most wonderful thing my doctor told me when I was expecting was she said, listen, there are going to be more rough days than you could ever imagine. And that is
Hmm.
normal. That is okay. You have to have an outlet and you have to set up a structure that when you are not okay, you have to have a place to go. You have to have something to do. And she said her thing was baking. And
Okay.
there's a particular song she played to let the house know, don't come in here, don't mess with me. I'm at my wits' end and I'm not to lose on anybody that walks in this thing and asks me a dadgum thing. And I'm like, okay, that probably took a long time for you. Now, like in here, I'm like, it must have taken
Yes.
a long time for her to train her people to get like this. But I don't have I don't have that thing. I don't have that thing yet.
I feel like crocheting is kind of that thing.
It could be, but I can't. I don't have that thing where I could say I need a break. I need time out. Time. I don't have that respect yet from
Okay. Okay.
my kiddo. So I'm still like he feels like I'm at his beck and call.
Yeah. And see, when I read that he felt like it was an accident, I'm like, I wonder how many parents have let some thought like that cross their mind and immediately felt bad
Tons.
about it.
I'm not convinced. I mean, I can't speak for all parents, but absolutely, I can't tell you how many times this sucker has had me aggravated, won't listen to me. I'm running late. I got to do this. And I'm like, see, I didn't have these problems before I made the decision that I made. This was not my life. I could have been traveling the world. If I was making the money I'm making today and didn't have a kiddo, my God,
Mm,
my God. But
mm.
no, I had to go and make this decision.
And see, I don't think that's a bad thing to have those thoughts. You get overwhelmed and it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. So I was like, I don't think you should feel bad about it. I mean, you weren't even prepared to be a dad. This just, hey, here's a
Hey,
5-year old.
yeah. No, I think
So,
that that's normal. You feel guilty because you
yeah,
shouldn't feel that way. Like you shouldn't. Who's to say how you should feel? But the ideal that most people say you should never feel that way. But yes, I can't control how
exactly.
I feel.
So, no, no. And it's okay. It's okay.
Yes, all right.
It's okay. Okay. We are in chapter 9 right now. Iris. is wakened to the sound of crashing in the kitchen. She went downstairs to find Archer in an undershirt and gray sweatpants. Wink, wink. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's because I've never really seen anyone in gray sweatpants. What's to do with the
Spend some
gray
time
sweatpants?
on the internet, child. They got plenty of them out there in them great sweatpants on the internet.
So
In
what
real
is
life, it ain't like that.
so I'm like, what is so fascinating about these gray sweatpants that got girls like this? I don't understand.
Because you see what they have to offer. It's like the wet t-shirt contest for the
So is it
ladies.
gray sweatpants with no underwear? Is that what it is?
I'm assuming so.
Because I was like, if he's wearing underwear, then I feel like it'd be
Yeah, I'm
hard to
assuming that
notice
they don't wear
anything.
underwear. Cause yeah, look, go and just spend some time
Like, I've
on
never
the. I'm
understood the
sure.
gray sweatpants thing.
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna have
the
to look
Tiki
that.
Taki got some men in the gray sweatpants. Just wait for
I'm
you to
sure
look
they
it
do.
up.
My searching is gonna look weird. Men in
Yeah,
gray sweatpants.
you
Anyways, Archer's
use
in
your
gray
brother's
sweatpants.
computer.
Then we're gonna have a whole nother conversation. Oh, Manny, what are we looking up? What is sorry, I won't do that. I promise. So we have a man in an undershirt and gray sweatpants making pancakes. What more could you ask for?
I couldn't
She
think
went to
of
turn
anything.
around to leave and was caught. Not just caught, but she was caught in her underwear. And the sexual tension became apparent to both of them, causing Iris to think she may need to pepper spray herself and calm herself down.
Hey,
The next day, Iris attempted her best nanny voice as she tried to get Olive ready for school. Iris soon realized that she would be dealing with a grieving child when she offhandedly asked what her parents had been feeding her when Olive stated she never had a Pop Tart. Yeah, I realized that the second she said it too. I was like, oh no,
yes, oh
oh
no,
no. I
yeah.
felt so bad. Like, how do you recover from that?
You don't. You just do exact. I think she did the right thing by saying I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. I did not. Yeah.
And when you
Especially
want to
because
talk
she's
about it, let's
5
talk
and
about
there's
it.
certain the way you talk to your friend is different.
Yes.
Yeah, and that came across very like, yeah, my bad, my bad.
And see, I still wonder how you would even deal with that because I was like, I don't really know how younger kids process grief like that.
Like us, they're different. Like all people, they're different. Like I've seen some people, some children are resilient and they do have this way of bouncing back. And so there's a lot of factors that go into that. But at that age, I think they're very resilient. It
Yeah, so
always
I'm like,
gets when you get it's always harder. I think when you get older, whether they
so
died earlier or they died later, like it affects you harder the
yeah,
older
so I'm
you
wondering if
get.
she's like aware that like I feel like she does understand that her mom is not there anymore, but I'm
Yes,
wondering if she fully grasped that her
I
mom
don't think you
passed
can.
away.
Not at 5. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you hear my doggos in the background fighting. Guys, any other time they'd be quiet. Okay, I put chapter 8. I'm at chapter 10. Archer thought about Paris and compared his life before to his life now, which I mean, I guess that's what happens when you have kids, like you just
Yes,
said.
yes,
Where would I be if I was making this much money with no child? We'd be trying. We'd be the cool aunt. We'd be the
that's
cool aunt of
it,
some other kid.
man.
Seriously, guys. Seriously. Oh my gosh. He walks in to find Iris and Olive in the room having a tea party.
That
Iris
was cute.
invites Archer to join the tea party while speaking in a horrible British accent. But it made Archer and Olive relax, and for the first time, Olive talked about her day. She expressed how the whole cafeteria got in trouble for the actions of a few, which happens a lot at school. It really does. And that made Archer noticeably angry, and Iris talked about how life can be unfair sometimes. Olive and Archer were able to bond a little over the proper naming of teddy bears. And she even said, "We are the best at naming." That was so sweet.
It was. It
Like,
was really, really. It was really a sweet scene. Very cute
like
scene.
I could feel Archer at that moment, like, we we're the best at naming animals.
Yes. Yes.
Because after weeks and weeks of no talking, this would have made me feel. This would make me feel something.
Yes.
You didn't talk to me for weeks, and now we can name teddy bears. Now we can name teddy bears. All right, in chapter 11, Iris comes downstairs in the middle of the night to find Archer in the kitchen again, trying to master pancakes again. Iris tells Archer that he will get the pancakes down eventually, just like he finally got Olive to talk to him, which he claims was a fluke, and Iris tricked her into talking. A little. Archer asks Iris if she would taste test his pancakes, which she was happy to do. She concluded that Archer pancakes were too delicious for this town, and he should try a box mix. Some Aunt Jemima. Naturally, his
Mhm.
pride would not let him be outdone by box pancakes. Archer, acknowledging the fact that this is an awful idea and that he was sexually attracted to Iris, offers to cook dinner for her the next day. I think you were onto something with that box pancake mix. I
I
think it
think
was
that's
just the
what it
box
is because the
pancakes.
way that they were acting, I'm like, in this little bitty hick town, it's supposed to be a small little diner. I'm still mad at the person who thought it was a good idea for him to be at the diner to begin with. This man is a Michelin chef. This is like asking Wolfgang Pug or Emerald, so one of those guys, to come down and work at Norma's Cafe.
Well, what else was he supposed to do though to make money? What else was he supposed to do to make money in that town?
He's got other talents. I'm sure he can answer a telephone. It would have been better to stick him in the office at the insurance company than it
You
would have
think
been to
so?
put him behind a grill. Because what do you think he's going to do? First of all, you know
Mm.
your town, you know your people. So they're going to be stuck in their ways. They like the food that they like. They don't, even if it's good, I don't want to try nothing different. I get the Salisbury steak every Wednesday. That Salisbury steak has been frozen. It was one of those microwave dinners that my mother used to buy, and I'm used to that Salisbury steak. Put it on the plate, make me pay $7 for it, and make it sound good. And so this guy is like, I'm not serving anything frozen. I want fresh vegetables. I want fresh fruit. It
Yes,
it is
yes,
like all of those things. That's what a chef is going to do. And then you don't want to do any of his changes. It even sounds like he's got the people that are in the because the people that work in the kitchen, they know what's going on. They won't even give him
you.
any information.
No, no, no. And
They just
I
want
know
to
what his name.
sabotage him.
Cyrus, he knows that pancake mix
Yeah, he
mix.
know he knows.
He
That's
knows
what I'm
it.
saying. But and he told him it's in a book. First, why does that's the other question. Somebody's telling you the answers to all your questions are in this book. They don't want to help you, but they'll tell you where the book is. Read the book. Everyone listening to this, read the book. This is a book podcast. Read the book. When in doubt, read the book.
And see, we're gonna turn to Cliff Notes. We're just gonna read the Cliff Notes.
That's it. He's like, I don't need the book. These pancakes, no. I make better
No,
pancakes.
I'm not about to serve no drywall pancakes to these people. They're gonna have my fluffy, delicious lemon ricotta pancakes,
And
and
they
they're gonna
don't
like
want
it.
that. They want the plain old raggedy flour and baking soda pancake with a
Uh,
flat with a splash of vanilla, probably fake vanilla flavoring too.
get the box mix and then add some stuff to it. That's what I do. I have never tried make. I will buy the box mix and I'll instead of water, I'll add milk and I'll add butter instead of oil and add some chocolate chips to that bad boy. Best pancakes ever,
Well, I mean, chocolate makes everything better.
right? Add some chocolate, add some blueberries. Delicious.
You know, you skip the blueberries for me.
You don't like blueberry
I do
pancakes?
not like blueberries.
You like blueberries?
I don't like blueberries. I don't like blueberry flavor, nothing. I don't like blueberries.
I'm shocked.
I get mad when I have to get a parfait and it has mixed fruit. It's always the blueberry and strawberry. Just give me the strawberry.
Okay, I can accept that you just don't like. I was thinking those berries in general. Like, who
No,
has
I
the
love
issue with berries?
every other berry: blackberries, raspberries, red berries,
See,
blueberries. I mean, I black
I like
red berries.
raspberries.
I
I have
don't
not
like.
found a raspberry that tastes good.
I like it. The little tartness
No,
to it. I like it. And
I got too much of a sweet tooth.
blueberries don't have any flavor to me.
You gotta have the right blueberries.
I've tried them all.
See, I'm gonna have to break this. I'm gonna have to break this.
It's
I have
your
to fix
nephew's
this.
favorite fruit. He likes blueberry. I've bought so many blueberries, and I'm like, I hate
See,
these
he
stuff.
gets it from me. He gets a lot of stuff from me.
Yes, he does. That stupid pineapple pizza that
It's
came from
so
you,
good. It's so good. No, I'm talking to you. Try it.
ladies,
Look,
ladies and gentlemen of the court. Fruit don't go on pizza.
it works. I don't care. And honestly, I looked this up. Even the making of the Hawaiian pizza was such a oxymoron paradox. It made me laugh. So the little fun fact before we get to this. Fun fact about Hawaiian pizza. It was invented in Canada by a Greek immigrant who ran a Chinese food restaurant.
Okay, we're gonna put that. Just put a pin right there. We're gonna come back to that. I'm gonna have some response next week on that. Okay. I don't like Greek food either, so he about to catch these straights. Now I do like me some Asian food though. Thai food
Yes,
is my favorite. Chinese
yes.
food, I love it. I even like sushi.
So no, this was a Greek immigrant who moved to Canada and ran a Chinese food restaurant and decided, let's add this to the menu. So
Yeah, yeah,
there you
okay.
go.
Yeah, let
Little
that sink
tidbit
in
for
for
you
you,
guys.
ma'am.
It's
Chapter
delicious.
12.
In chapter 12, Bex is concerned about Archer wanting to cook for Iris, considering Iris is a fan of flings, apparently. Uh, her swim class also knows this about her and began to question Iris about what it's like living with a hot chef. Archer comes home to Iris and Olive watching Is It Cake, which is a good show, on the couch. Archer is upset that Olive is eating a Pop Tart because, processed and fake stuff in there. We don't do that. But concedes because she is at least eating something. When Archer starts cooking, Iris invites Olive to watch, saying it's like a live cooking show. Olive joins him in the kitchen where Archer is able to really connect with his daughter by letting her cook with him. I feel like that was a real moment for him. This was
It
no
was.
faking, this was no
No,
tricking.
it was
She got
him.
in there and it was so sweet. It was so
Was very
sweet.
sweet. And I would say something about cooking. Kids really like to get involved in cooking. And
I
it is
love
a good
cooking with
thing
my
for them to
nephew.
do. Yes, he likes to be in the kitchen. So it's good.
Like,
I thought that was very, very sweet. I liked that the whole conversation about them and the steak. It's just like, I'm not gonna eat that.
yes.
And and then I was like, oh, so I get yours. And now it's like, well, wait, if you want it
Wait,
that bad, it must be good. Yeah, I think first of
then
all,
I'm
I
gonna
think
take the
Iris
teeniest,
is
tiniest bite, the
yeah,
teeny tiny cute mouse bite.
I think
I
Iris
really do.
Iris is such a good character. She has everything. Whatever it is that's needed, she has it. She can relate to any and everybody,
Yes.
and she's authentically herself. And who she is just resonates with every single person and their different personalities. Now,
Yes.
with that positive note on Iris, now this is a small town. How many flings
Yes.
is she having in this small town, Iris? You can't just be passing it around, ma'am.
And she said that she probably shouldn't talk so much about these flings that she be having because them people in that swim group. Well, remember you taught us about Pablo, who when you went to Mexico, then you taught us about this guy who came down for spring break, and then you remember this guy where you said y'all did this, and she was like, "I may talk too much."
In fact, you do, ma'am. In
Like
fact, you do.
I'm like, yeah, yeah. If they know every single one of your flings, of course they're going to know. Have you banged the hot chef yet? Because I mean, y'all are living on the
What's
same roof.
taking you so
We
long?
we ain't blind. We see what he looks like.
Is
Even
it?
that 7-year-old lady talk about, oh, he could cook me whatever he want. I eat everything.
Uh-uh.
So I'm like, yeah, we should keep some stuff to ourselves.
Indeed.
Mystery ladies, men like a little mystery. All right, last chapter. In chapter 13, Iris bumps into Olive in the middle of the night, who is apparently sleepwalking.
Nope, it's a no
Iris
for me.
starts to think Olive is possessed as
I
she walks
agree.
all the way down the stairs and towards the door where Archer tries to coax her back to bed. Once he gets her in the bed, he and Iris sit on the floor in the dark and talk about the situation they are in. And Iris begins to wonder, I'm a little flirting. There's no harm in it, right?
No, no,
There's no harm in little footsies.
no harm in flirting. There
No.
is harm with a sleepwalking 5-year-old child
Yes.
who won't respond in the night. No, I got to pack my stuff. I'm leaving. You can have this house and everything in it. Call your auntie. Maybe she can come get you because I got to go. I'm not staying here with this.
I thought she was gonna turn around and do the full head thing. I'm like,
Man,
yeah, if
yeah.
I ran into her in the dark and she said nothing and she's just walking,
That was the funniest line, though. To me, the funniest line was when Iris said, I started to call an old priest and a young priest. And I just wonder how
we
many
need
people's
both.
head that went over because that is so hilarious to me.
And see, the first thing that popped into my head was the fifth element, honestly.
The fifth element, no, that was surely the Um, ex ex. I won't say extortionist. That's not it. What is it?
The
Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Yes,
See,
that's the reference. The
and I
reference
figured
to
it
the.
was. I don't mess with that. I don't mess with horror movies. I do not. I do not. Guys, if you don't know, I don't mess with horror, gore, any of it. Culture dice, no. No.
But the Exorcist is not gore, but and it like watching it now. I partly think. I mean, you have to remember the timeline. I think it was made in the '60s. I think.
Yeah.
And so anytime you talk about what makes The Exorcist so frightening is the fact that people believe it could really happen. There's nothing in it that, in and of itself, is right. Like there's no crazy monster thing coming out of someone's forehead or jumping out of their
You see, I
stomach.
don't want to know what could happen. If I know what could happen, then it could happen.
Well,
But ignorance is bliss. Could happen,
maybe.
so it's never gonna happen.
Okay.
That's my thought behind it. I don't know what could happen. Never gonna happen. Mm-mm. Nope. I don't know how y'all watch these things. The scariest movie I've watched. This is the last scary movie I've watched, and it was probably the last scary movie I watched was I Am Legend with Will Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch that.
I did.
I
It
don't
was
really like
fantastic.
part. The last one I watched was The Ring.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I yeah, alone, yeah, yeah, no. But I've always been fascinated with The Exorcist because it is not the standard horror. It's not slasher. There's not a doll chasing you through the
This is
streets. There's
true. This
nobody
is true.
coming to you and your. It is really about demon possession and whether it could really be true. But that was the reference. Called an old priest, called a young priest. The reference there was to that she was possessed by by the devil or demon, and that's
See,
why she was walking around and her eyes were like, yeah.
no, see, guys, I used to live between two graveyards and what used to be an abandoned candle factory. My life was already like The Exorcist, so why watch the movie? I lived in it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
lived in it. We were the only house on the street. If something went wrong, there was nothing we could do about it.
terrible.
We couldn't run to anybody's house. All we could do was run into the dark forest behind us, which that's even worse.
It is indeed.
So, nope. Yeah, you're right. I'd have packed. I'd have
Yep,
packed.
yep,
I mean, you got the Shining kid in here. No. And I've never even seen that movie, but I know that reference.
yes.
All right, so what do we think about chapters 8 through 13?
They were okay.
Do you like the direction the book is going so far?
It's
Yeah,
predictable.
you feel like it's predictable?
Yes, they're gonna end up together.
Well, that's all her books. We know any romance book, we know they're going to end up together. We know this.
Okay.
We know this. We always know they're going to end up together. Like I said, so far for me, the most unpredictable part was that he didn't know about this kid in the first place.
Yes.
So far, that's been the most unpredictable part for me. Um, to me, it's not really predictable. I've never read a book involving a child. You may have. Because I remember you said
Mm.
you read single mom books, maybe?
Yeah, yeah, but not like yeah, but kind of different from obviously you put a child, whether there's no way a mom can have a child and not know she has a child,
Yeah.
but yeah, nothing quite like this, but it is a little different. But I do like the way they're going. I just think they give her a little bit. I don't think the 5-year-old is written in a realistic manner.
I do agree with that. I do agree. She's written very young.
Uh, I actually think some of the stuff she's doing is a bit like just taking off, going to a neighbor's house.
Mhm.
That's I don't know. Maybe 5-year-olds do that. I mean, that mine took off
I was like, you
younger
have
than
a
that
5-year-old.
and run off. I was on the phone with my boss and took off running. So I just I don't know.
Well, like I said, I work with older kids. I don't work with such young kids. Um, So I can't really speak much on the 5-year-old. That's I feel like that's more your wheelhouse than mine.
Yeah, I just it's something about it. The writing of her character just doesn't fit well with me with the age of 5.
Hmm.
So, but
Is it that she
maybe
seems too immature or too old?
I think too old.
Oh.
I'm trying to think. It's something she did in the last chapters that not the ones we just read, but the first week that I was like 5 though. Um,
I know you said when she called Archer a monster, you felt like she was too young. You felt like that was like a 2-year-old type behavior.
yeah, yeah. The idea that I have something spilled on my shirt and I'm a monster that was kind of young, but then it's the her interaction with some of the people. Just I don't know. It's something about the writing of the. Let me get back to you about whether I think she's too old or too young, but it's something about that character is sitting right with me. But I like Iris a lot.
I could
And
tell.
I think the chef is he's written very well too. I think you were
Yes.
spot on when I asked you. I was like, I don't know why. Like, what is it about him? And you said because he's not coming off open and likable and friendly.
And she said that. She said your vibe is very
Yeah,
military. It's not very friendly.
right.
However, on another piece, while not friendly towards kids,
Oh yeah.
she did mention that that whole military strong thing was a turn on. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
I have to too.
Yes.
I have to. Like that taking care of business attitude. I want it this way, and this is the
Yeah.
way I
But
want it.
listen. There is a you can go a bit. Everything can be taken too far, but generally,
True.
we're all looking for the leader. We don't mind making the phone call, but we shouldn't have to make the phone call.
Yes.
We don't mind making the plans, but we really want you to make the plans. We don't
Yes.
mind driving the car, but we really want you to drive the car.
Passenger princess.
That's
Come
it.
on.
I want you to take the lead. Whatever we're doing, I'll go wherever you tell me we're going, where we're going. That's
And
it.
see, I think this was, I wish I could remember. I want to say it was Jill Scott.
Yes,
It, it was Jill Scott who said it best. If you can tell me what to do, you
you can
can
tell
tell
me.
me what to do. And if you
Absolutely.
can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do.
Period.
And a lot of guys are probably like, that doesn't make no. If you really think about it, it makes sense. If you can, you
Yes.
can. If you can't, you can't. And you know if you can or can't.
Oh yeah, you know.
You
And
know.
a lot of guys are thinking, oh, I could just say, I said it. That should be it. No, 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 no.
No, no.
No.
There's a way.
There's a
There's a
way.
way. There's a way. And if you ain't mastered that way, you can't tell me what to do.
Oh,
Can't tell me what to do. I have to feel intimidated and safe all at the same time.
all at the same time.
All at the same time. I just feel like yes, he could probably just throw me over his shoulder and then and take me. But at the same time, I feel like yes, I want him to throw me over my shoulder and take me. It's both. It's both. It's intimidation and safety all at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, we have done chapters 8 through 13. We are in chapters 14 through 21. They said this book was going to be a slow burn. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Any predictions for 14 through 21?
How many more chapters is it? 20.
Um,
What's okay, so there's still so we'll be halfway through.
yeah, so this will be the
I
half point.
I think if I was writing this book, I think the last thing that I would solve would be the pancake mystery. So I don't think we'll get an answer to that until the end of the book.
Mm-hmm.
I think this sounds like there should be something that happens to probably Olive that pulls them together.
Some type of climax, some type of sickness
Yes.
that she gets sick, or
Yeah, some injury, something happens to Iris where they end up in the hospital together in the middle of the night and he realizes she's the perfect person to help move this forward. And then the next set of chapters will have to be him figuring out how to make it change it from a working relationship to a personal relationship. So this should be the climax area.
okay. I think the climax is going to go. I don't think it's going to be an injury. I think Olive is going to overhear Archer struggle or saying this was an accident or this is too much. That's my thought.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
thought that she's gonna overhear it, and then when she gets out the door, it's not gonna be to the next door neighbor.
Okay.
I think she's gonna legit run somewhere.
Okay.
So that is my prediction. I don't think it's gonna be an injury. I think it's gonna be an emotional injury.
Okay.
It's just me though.
Yeah.
The predictability factor would be yours. She's gonna get injured, and they're gonna come together.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for unpredictability. I'm an optimist. I know. Shake your head all you want. I'm an
I mean,
optimist.
you might be right. As you know, this was not my book choice. We know how I choose a book; it would not be this good. So I already know. I'm not gonna keep
I am
talking.
hoping our next book, what'll be, we're in April right now. I'm hoping our May book is our Will Land on a Dark Romance. I've never read one. That's a lie. I've read one. I need the definition of dark romance. That's what I need to figure out. I need to look up the definition of dark romance and figure out what it is, and then I can tell you if I read one or not. Because I've read some morally gray stuff. I wouldn't consider it. I don't know if I'd consider it dark though. So what would be the characteristics of a dark romance? Stuff that's like not legal, stuff that's are we talking like Stockholm syndrome?
It could be something like captives. Um, oh, Blackbird. So, some like I read a book, The Blackbird, some Butcher and Blackbird.
Butcher and
They,
Blackbird. Yeah.
yeah, they were both like killers,
Oh.
and they somehow cross each other's paths, and then a romance sparks between these two dark people,
Oh.
and they do very dark things together in the name of
Oh.
love. So that is one considered a dark romance.
Okay. Mine was not that dark.
Yeah.
Mine was not that dark.
Yeah.
The book I read was more about women who were selling themselves into a morally gray type of kink. So um yeah, this club would they would offer themselves up and they got paid for it. The bidding price was $500,000. And a percentage of that goes to the club and a percentage of it goes to taxes. So if you were bought for 500,000, you probably got 300,000 of it. But but the thing was, you had to spend a month with this guy satisfying his kink, whatever that kink was. Yeah. So it's like, it is kind of dark.
It's kind of dark. Dark romance is a subgenre of romance novels that features darker themes, mature content, morally gray characters, often with themes of abuse, violence, and trauma.
So yes,
These
this was dark.
stories frequently explore taboo subjects and unconventional relationships like those found in mafia, stalking, or kidnap plots.
A lot of the guys who went to the club were mafia bosses.
Okay.
So yes, this was a dark romance series that
You know
followed
what? We should find
these
one
three
that has
characters.
BDSM because that is one of the things BDSM romance.
That would be this book. Are we going to go there?
Yeah, we
Comment
can
down
find.
below. Well, are we going to go there? Are we going to go that dark? We're in BDSM?
Sure. Why not? Sometimes you want to learn about something. Not speaking for myself, of course, but our readers. I'm sure they want that,
Of
our
course,
input on.
not for us. For the it's for the readers. It's
It's
for
for
the
the
readers.
readers. Yes.
Yes, not
For you
definitely
guys. We will do it for you.
yes.
If
On
you
that
insist.
on that very awkward note, please like,
Like,
follow, and subscribe. You know, guys,
subscribe.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be worried if we do a BDSM book and our subscribers go up significantly. I'm gonna worry about you.
Hey, we know what the people want.
We know what they want. This is what y'all want. This is what y'all are here for. Y'all are here for this. Y'all are here for some of this. Y'all are here for this. And you know what? We listen and we
And
don't
we don't
judge.
judge.
We
Exactly.
listen. We
Exactly.
listen and we don't judge. We're gonna have to look into that. So, well, you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We're gonna look into an intense book for May. It's gonna be May.
Yep.
It's gonna be May. It's the start of summer. Why not get down and dirty? Why not
Down
get down
and
and dirty?
dirty.
So, guys, like, follow, and subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe while we talk about discuss our next book
That's
because we're
it.
at the halfway point. We start looking into it. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.